Del Tech and heading through Georgetown, then a little bit of heavy volume through Harbison, moving at a good pace all the way over to Lewis. The north-south routes 113 and Route 1, not too bad as we head along through slower lower, looking good in Worcester County. Route 50 and 92 and from Ocean City, 589 through Ocean Pines, good. 113 from Bishopville to Berlin, down to Pocomoke, okay there. In Wycomico County, rolling through easily. On Route 50, westbound, a little bit of volume at 60-foot road in Pittsville at the light there, and then the light cycle delays at Walls and Swift Road and Hobbs Road, bypass around town, moving through Business 50 and Business 13, the usual morning busy volume, heading, say, through Mill Street on Route 50. Looks good on the big picture for the trip on 50 out to the Bay Bridge. That's your traffic for the Voice Radio Network.
All right, it is 8:28. It's a Bill and Jessica show. We want to welcome live in studio. Man, just a blast from the past. Got my man Al Hondo Handy.
Welcome.
In studio.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Bill and Jessica, for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Look, it's just such an honor to have you on, man. I'm just excited to have you in studio. That's great. I'm glad you got a chance to come up here. So, how you been?
I've been busy.
Yeah, you're not. First off, you're not supposed to be busy. You're retired.
You're
what
retired
are you talking about?
I don't understand that.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't understand retirement,
I
right?
don't understand it. I mean, I thought I was supposed to go out and golf every day, and first week I was off retirement. I'm off Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and Monday I couldn't work. I couldn't walk, rather.
Right.
This is not fun. I'm ready to go back to work. I never hurt like this at work.
Well, for people who don't know the history, you were was it the director at the Rec and Parks?
Recreation manager.
Recreation manager at the Ocean City Recreation and Parks for how many years?
39 years and 3 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And Hondo, by the way, taught me basketball, taught me tons of sports at the Ocean City Rec. Like, Hondo is my childhood. Hondo is my upbringing. You helped raise me.
I have a few more things you should have worked on.
Wow, 39 years, man. What an accomplishment. I mean, what, like, all the good work you've done there, that's just amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, I truly appreciated the opportunity and work with kids like you. But
Right.
But to see everyone in the community now, and they have kids of their own, and hoping that they remember some of the things that I taught them.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, just all the work you did, and you actually were a big basketball player at Decatur back in the day, right?
Well, I was a basketball player at Decatur. I don't know about big.
yeah, you were the little guy.
Yes, we won a state championship there with Coach Oliver Purnell as one guard and my teammate Ron Dixon at the other guard. It was really funny. We entered Steve Decatur as the first 6 African Americans to go to Steve Decatur, and we in the 6th grade we got information that said, hey, in the next few years all the schools in Worcester County are going to be integrated.
Wow.
So here's your opportunity to go to Steve Decatur early. So myself, Ron Dixon, and Oliver Purnell, and decided to go because my cousin Larry Waples had went to Stephen Decatur the year before all by himself. 1 year, one African American in the school.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
we three went to Stephen Decatur. Back then Stephen Decatur was 7th grade to 12th grade. So we went and became managers in the 7th grade and 8th grade, and 9th grade we went out for the team and made a JV, and by the 11th grade we won the Maryland State Basketball Championship. And my other 2 friends that came from Flower Street Elementary, because that was the elementary we went to, all black elementary school.
Right.
My 3 friends, we were the starting guards for the state championship team.
Oh,
Wow, that's amazing. Do you have any any regrets that you decided to go? Did you, or you just, I mean, you loved how everything went as far as deciding to go to Decatur, or do you wish you would have maybe not have gone that first year? Because I remember hearing your speech at my daughter's graduation, and I got to tell you, you got me when you got up there and started talking about your story. You got me, Hondo. I mean, it really touched me, really moved me, just telling your story. But any regrets as you look back about, your path as far as leaving, Flower Street Elementary and Flower Street School and deciding to go to Stephen Decatur?
No, definitely no regrets. But the one thing I do look back on is a bit of history for our family, is that everyone in my family, entire family, up to that point, had went to Worcester High School. So when I decided to go to Stephen Decatur, I was actually the only kid in Bishop, because we didn't call it Bishopville at that time.
Oh, okay.
I was the only kid in that whole entire community that went to Stephen Decatur. And, some of my friends looked at me a little different then.
Right.
Because they all were still going to Worcester High School.
Right.
So when the bus came and 20 of them, whatever, got on that bus, I was one person getting on another bus.
Wow.
But, I kind of, I look back at things that maybe made me decide to go to Stephen Decatur, besides my cousin Larry Waples being there by himself, was that my cousin Larry Johnson and John, they always teased me. Back then it was, I don't want to say corporal punishment in school, but they used the paddle.
Yeah.
And they were saying, man, when you get to Worcester High School, you better run with us every day, because when you get to Worcester High School, if you don't make it around that track in a mile, they ran a mile in PE class every morning, and then the gym teachers waiting, timing them as they came back before it started.
Oh, wow.
If you don't get there a certain time, you're going to get that paddle. And I'm like, paddle Stephen Decatur. Paddle Stephen Decatur. I'm going to Stephen Decatur.
Yeah.
They scared. And I was 6 years younger, so they were teasing me for a lot of years about what's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
said, no, man, I think I'm going to Stephen Decatur.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And I mean, look how, look where we are today in 2022, and, the school. And I mean, you go back, and now you're being asked to speak at the graduation. Isn't that something?
Well, that was quite an honor. I remember the day I got that call. I was doing some shopping, about to go work in my yard, and I got that call. I'm like, no way.
Right.
No way. And then I got home and, brought tears to my eyes. Man, now after all I went through, I'm getting a chance to go back and speak at my alma mater.
And
my
I mean,
school.
I know it was a COVID year, but to be able to do it on the football field, I mean, it couldn't have been a better moment,
It was special, and I was obviously the first to be on the football field.
Yeah.
To have us, the ceremony out there, and it was just a beautiful setup.
Wow, that's just great, man. Well, congratulations on all your success and everything that you've done. The rec department for 39 years, and I mean, that's just a huge accomplishment in itself. You retired. Do you miss it? Do you miss like going into work every day in Ocean City?
I don't. I have only been back 5 times in 3 years here, and I think 2 of them have been because when I retired, I started a sportsmanship award ceremony myself, maybe, 15 years ago. And I started at City Hall, and the mayor would announce each kid's name and those things. And they grew. And I went to Northside Park, and more parents were able to attend. And as I was basically walking out the door, and I was handing out these certificates, the last time, and my supervisor said, and as you can see on the certificates, this award ceremony has been named the Hondo Handy Sportsmanship Award, and will remain in his name for the rest of the time that we have the award. I'm like, let me see one of the certificates. I done handed out like 150 certificates, and my name was on it, and I never even looked.
You didn't even know.
Well, my job was to make sure Bill Baker got his certificate.
Right.
Jessica got
Right.
her certificate. I wasn't even looking. I didn't. So that's what. I have to go back at least once a year anyway.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
They're always calling me. Now they want me to get up there for a book.
Well, you said that you've been, retired, but you almost seem like you're just as busy or even busier than you were when you were working. Like, and you just keep getting, on all these different committees. Talk to us a little bit about that, like what you're doing right now. And you say you golf a little bit, but you're probably doing more work for the community now.
Well, I had 3 goals. One, when I retired, was to write a book, which I've just finished writing, called Defying Expectations. Work in my yard, to beautify my yard, because I hadn't had a chance to, over the years, and to travel. Well, as soon as I retired, I had did retirement fundraiser for Atlanta General Hospital, John Jack Burbidge Cancer Care Center. And after I retired, maybe 3 weeks later, I got a call from Atlanta General Hospital. And I got another call from Atlanta General Hospital, 2 different committees. And then, of course, the Worcester County Education Foundation, the Art League, became president of Worcester County Recreation and Parks Advisory Board.
Yeah.
Salisbury University's Maroon and Gold Club. They just kept on coming. And the reason why I couldn't turn them down was because over the last 30 years, they actually helped me. And I forgot the Optimist. If I don't say the Optimist, they're going to kill me. It was like, well, Hondo, we've helped you. You always came to us for, some money or something. So now it's about time you come join us. I'm like,
right.
And then the hits just kept on coming.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I said I'd give them 2 years each.
Well, you said that you, when you first retired, when we were talking off the air, you were on 2 committees, and now you're on how many?
8.
8.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Just incredible. But I mean, it just goes to show like what kind of person you are, the work that you put in this community. You love, from what I've seen over the years, Hondo loves our community. He loves, the Eastern Shore. You love, Berlin, Ocean City, Salisbury, all the surrounding area.
Mm-hmm.
You love the shore, and you have put in so many years, and they always say blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, into this, and it's just an incredible journey, man. I mean, incredible.
Yeah, Jessica and Bill, I retired on a Friday. Well, I graduated from college on a Friday, and that whole last semester I worked at United Parcel Service in Salisbury on Lake Street.
Okay.
And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I run down to UPS and I'd put applications in. So I still had my little job, while I was searching for some employment. And I walked through the gate, and the guy says, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to work." He says, "Oh, you work here?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, grab one of those signs. We're on strike."
Oh, wow.
I said, "I just graduated. I'm on strike. I don't even know what I'm on strike for."
Oh, wow.
But, I decided to, walk all week. And then after that week, he said, "You're going to get paid anyway." I'm like, "Okay, I don't care." So I was in shape. So go get my check, and looked at my check. It's $25.
Wow.
The union paid me $25. I've been playing these dues, and I got $25 for this walking for a week. Now, back then, I filled up my gas tank.
Yeah,
Can't do it today.
Right.
And moved to Baltimore, Harford County, where my friend lived, next door neighbor, Lonnie Mercer. And, after a few days up there, I was riding. I'm like, look at this place. I'm like, what am I doing in Baltimore? I just left the air, the parks, the ocean, the fries, the popcorn, and what am I doing in Baltimore? And I made my way back to the Eastern Shore, and and the rest of it is history.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got a podcast, you got a book. You've had a lot of accomplishments. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk with you, about what, you got right now with the book. So we'll talk more with Hondo Handy live in studio. It's 8:40.
Wake up every Thursday morning starting at 6.